not explicitly talk about the pursuit of happiness. And it's interesting that the Quran, the highest thing it talks about is contentment. Contentment, just being at peace. That's the ultimate goal in Islam. It's not happiness. This is two different things. Being at peace and being happy are two different things. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about, some studies in psychology that are really interesting, and they really shed light on how we are to understand one of the statements in the Quran that this entire talk is about. And the statement comes from Surah Al-Najm, وَأَلَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى. A human being will have nothing for his own benefit except whatever efforts he made. Now I want you to stay with me as best you can. The first and the lowest pursuit any of you will have, and I'm particularly picking on the young people in the audience. I know there are young at heart in the audience too, but this is for the young physically, okay? So, those of you, you understand that I need you to understand that the lowest of all pursuits in your life is going to be happiness. The lowest of all of them. And let me demonstrate why that is. You don't feel like getting up and doing your homework on Saturday morning, so you sleep in until 12, and you are what? Happy. It doesn't take much to be happy. Some kid plays video games the entire night, and he's got a huge migraine, but since he beat the game, he's somehow happy. Somebody gets a call at work, listen, it's a snow day, you don't have to come in. Guess what? They are what? They're happy. In other words, happiness is easy. In small things, happiness is easy. Of course, happiness in relationships is very difficult. Making your parents happy or getting your parents to be happy with you is very hard. Making your wife happy, let's leave that one alone. Okay. But anyway, for yourself, attaining happiness, it could be as simple as you watched a movie and you felt happy. Or you went to meet some friends and you felt happy. Or you went to your favorite restaurant and you felt happy. It doesn't take much. But you know what? It comes, and what happens to it? It goes. It goes away. You get bored again. You get frustrated again, and you want to be happy again. Right? So you keep going after this drug of happiness, which keeps leaving you. It never stays with you. That's the lowest of all pursuits. So when people say, I just want to be happy, I don't understand what that means, because nobody's always happy. Allah gave us a huge score of emotions to experience in life, and they're all part of a healthy life. Happiness is just one of them. So if your pursuit is just happiness, let me tell you, you're in for a lot of disappointment. That's never going to happen. You're never going to be constantly living in a state of happiness. That's not how it works. I'm not saying you're going to be depressed, but I am saying that life is about struggle too, isn't it? When you're studying for your finals, you're not happy. When you're in the middle of a 3-hour final, you're not happy. When you're with guys, you want to work out. When you see the results, you'll be happy. But when you're working out and you're sweating and you're dying, you're not happy. Look at your face. You do the Sylvester Stallone. It's really like... So anyway, the lowest of all pursuits is what? Happiness. Let's go a step further. The second pursuit. It's a step further, which means it requires more effort. And every time I take a step, you have to go through more pain to get it. Okay, so the next step is the pursuit of cool. It's not the pursuit of happiness, it's the pursuit of cool. Cool just means nobody's going to pick on me. I'm going to blend in with everybody else. Nobody's going to point at me and say, why are you dressed like that? Why do you talk like that? Why do you look like that? Why are you walking like that? Why are you hanging out with those people? Why did you buy that? Why are you driving that car? People will point at you and criticize you, and you just don't want that to happen. You want to fit in and not be the object of anybody's criticism. You just like to blend in and almost be invisible. You're cool like everybody else, and that takes work. So for example, those of you that are in high school, or even before that in middle school, how you dress to school is a really big deal. And actually, before you pick a shirt out of the closet, and before you pick the shoes that you're going to wear, the thought goes through your mind of who's going to be making fun of you for wearing it. It actually runs through your mind. When you go shopping, when your parents say, okay, let's get you some clothes or whatever, when you go shopping or they give you money, the decision to buy whatever clothes you buy or the shoes you buy, actually a lot of it is driven by what people are going to think of you when you wear this. This is your pursuit of cool, and it takes more work to blend in. It's easy to be the weirdo that everybody else finds strange. But it takes work to be like everybody else. And a lot of young people, unfortunately, have to give themselves up. They have to pretend they are someone they're not, just to fit in. I've met kids that are maybe 14, 15 years old. I met this kid one time. He had a baseball hat on sideways. It used to be a thing, right? And he's got pants hanging down, and he's just kind of like, And he came up to me and he started crying. And I sat him down and we started talking. And he tells me, I hate dressing like this. I hate it. But if I don't, kids make fun of me. I could even get beat up. I have to dress like this. I don't like cursing, but I do a lot when I go to school. Because I have to fit in. There's the lowest pursuit, and that is that of happiness. One above that is the pursuit of what? Cool. Then there's a pursuit above that. It's the pursuit of popularity. I don't just want to blend in, I want to be the coolest person there is. I want to be the one everybody else wants to be friends with. I want to be the loudest one on the lunch table. I want to be the one that before anybody gets to make fun of me, I want to be the one that makes fun of everybody else. And that's a lot of times the kids that are popular in school, they're actually popular because they make fun of other kids. And everybody's scared that they'll be the next target, so they kind of come under their wing. So they're not the next target. This, by the way, I'm not just talking, even though I'm focusing on young people, this happens with adults. This happens with adults, absolutely. This happens with our uncles and aunties, absolutely. The pursuit of popularity means I just want to be talked about. I want to be the center of attention. I need people to be commenting on me. So I'm going to post a picture, I'm going to tweet something, I'm going to post, make a video, whatever I'm going to do so that people are talking about me. And every time the commentary starts going down, I need to do something new so the conversation starts anew again. And the pursuit of popularity is a strange thing because it makes people humiliate themselves. Like for example, in the music industry or the entertainment industry, when an artist, their album went platinum or whatever, and everybody's downloading their song and it's no longer popular, then they have to humiliate themselves and make, disgusting videos or get involved in a controversy or, so that the tabloids about them, at least those are popular. Because they couldn't get popular because of their own talent anymore. They couldn't sell the next music, the next bit of music video or next song or whatever, as they could the last one. So this is the pursuit of popularity, and in order to become popular, it takes work. You got to spend money, you got to spend time, you got to work on yourself, work on your image, and it becomes really important to you to maintain your image and to maintain that status among people, that profile among people. This is the next pursuit. But above that is another pursuit. And that is the pursuit of prestige. For college students, this is more important than elementary and high school. But for college students, this becomes a big deal. The pursuit of, what did I say? Prestige. I'm going to go in order. At the bottom, there's happiness. Then what's there? Cool. Then popularity. And now we're in prestige. Prestige means you want to be able to associate yourself with something that is very valuable. You want to be able to tell people, I went to Harvard. You don't tell them you went there for a weekend to pick up your friend. But you would like to use your name in the same sentence as Harvard. As a matter of fact, even if you're a freshman at Harvard, what have you accomplished? Nothing. You're at that school. What have you done in the world? Nothing. But you would like to have your name associated with a prestigious institution. You would like to have your name associated with a prestigious brand. So you'd like to wear clothes of a certain brand, and if the brand label is not mentioned, you want to have a conversation with people, forcing them to ask, where did you get that? And then you say, well, it's Armani, or something. Because you want yourself to be associated with that brand. That is when the car comes in. What kind of car are you driving? What kind of clothes are you wearing? What kind of people are you associated with? You don't want to take a selfie with someone because you would like to remember them. You want to take a selfie so you can post it so other people can feel like you're more important because you're standing next to this person. It becomes a matter of prestige. If it's just for you, it's great. But this is actually more about letting other people know how awesome you are. By association, not by accomplishment. And by the way, in the religious community, in the Muslim community, another kind of prestige sometimes our parents have to go through is they want to make their kids a hafiz. And a doctor, those two things. A hafiz doctor, forget it, they're already in Jannah. There's deen and dunya, bam. Like, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً. Done deal. But they love telling people, this, my son, he's a hafiz. And they turned him into a trophy. Unfortunately, that's not why you memorize Quran, but it's happened. It's happened. Now, we are at the level of what? Prestige. So it's going to be a really big deal to you, for example, when you get your first job. Maybe you get your job at, I don't know, Microsoft or something, who cares, but whatever. If you get a job at a big company, right, you got a job at Google, they give you your badge. You wear the badge into the masjid. You know? Just because, you know, you use a lot of Google, they give you a special badge? No, I got a job there. You know? So you want to let people know what you've accomplished. Tafakhurun bainakum, Quran calls it. A desire to show to others what prestige you have. Anyway, I'm going to start at the topic, at the bottom again. What was the first thing? Good, happiness. Second thing, guys wake up. Second thing, cool. Third, popularity. Fourth, prestige. Above that, there's the pursuit of money. There are some people who don't care about happiness. They don't care about cool. They don't care about popularity. They don't care about prestige. All they care about is what? Money. And they know how to make a lot of money. These are people that are wearing a dirty t-shirt and old ripped up jeans. They're driving an 88 Mazda Miata and they don't care. Because they're making $1 million a month. They're making 10 million a month. I met these people. I met people that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars a year. And you would not know that homeboy is that kind of money. Because his hair's all over the place and he's just, you know, he's doing a thing. It's a look he's going for. Or not going for it, because he just doesn't care. He just knows how to do business, and he's amazing at business. And that's all he ever thinks about. All he ever thinks about is, how am I going to increase sales? How am I going to expand? How am I going to open up the next warehouse? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? SubhanAllah. These people are incredible human beings. And by the way, as we move up this ladder, does it take more work? It does, doesn't it? It takes no work to be happy. It takes some work to fit in. It takes some more work to become popular. It takes even more work to have prestige or association with prestige. And it takes a lot of work to make a lot of what? To make a lot of money. It requires an incredible amount of work ethic. These people don't take a break. Then there's above that. There's even higher levels. And by the way, when I say it takes more effort, I need you to understand something. Every time I describe a higher level, you have to go through more pain to get there. You have to tolerate pain, grit, in order to get there. So we're going to go above money now. And above money, there's somebody who just wants to be number one. They want to have excellence. They want to have excellence. I don't want to be the programmer in my company. I want to be the top programmer in my company. I don't want to be a student in class. I want to be the number one student in class. I don't want to get an SAT high score on the SAT. I want to get a perfect score on the SAT. I don't just want to be a basketball player. I want to be the NBA, and I want to be the MVP. And they're never happy with themselves until they keep pushing themselves harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. They're never satisfied. These are the kind of people that pursue excellence in whatever they do, whether it's studies, or it's exercise, or it's athletics, or it's, you know, their work field, their research, whatever it is, they need to be on top. They need to be number one. And you know who they're never satisfied, who they compare themselves to? This is important. You know who they compare themselves to? Themselves from yesterday. They don't care about anybody else. They don't look at anybody else. They know that they could have done better. So they're never satisfied. They never sit back. They're always saying, man, I need to do more. I could have done better. I know. And everybody else might say, wow, you're amazing. That's an amazing thing you did. And they're like, who cares? I know I could do better. So they don't even care about the praise and the accolades from people who think that they've done incredible things. They just keep pushing themselves harder and harder and harder. An easy example for you guys to think about is Michael Phelps, right? How many people praising this guy for beating all the records there are? But do you think he's sitting there saying, oh, I beat the records. Now I have the prestige, so I can sit back. He wasn't after prestige. Clearly he's after what? Excellence. So he's never going to be satisfied. He's going to keep pushing himself. Like a machine, keep going forward and forward and forward, accelerate even more. These are, by the way, very few people in the world. Very few people. So a lot of you guys sitting here, once you get like a passing grade in school, now it's time for the pursuit of happiness. Put on the PlayStation, like, you know. Then there's the guy who gets a 99 and he's beating himself up. How did I make that one mistake? And it's usually not a guy, it's usually a girl. I I tell you, on this point about excellence, I will make a comment about what I do for a living. One part of my career, I don't really have a real job, but a part of my career is I teach, young men and women Arabic in an intensive program. It takes about 9 months to teach them some things about Arabic. And this half of the class is girls, and this half of the class is guys, 30 girls and 30 guys. And the sisters consistently for the last 5 years have completely destroyed the brothers in exam scores. Completely. But the guys consistently have been happier. Let me tell you something. The girls are always upset. Ustad, I know I got 100, but I'm not sure I understand fully.